Gracie McNeil stood in front of her grand 3-story row house. She tipped her head back to see all the way to the roof. The red brick warm in the September sun. No, not Gran's house anymore. My house. Her gaze dropped to the front door, and the world seemed to tip toward her, giving her a moment of vertigo. How many times had she stood here? Walked through the front door? She closed her eyes, reorienting herself. This would not be like any other visit she'd had before. She reached into her bag and sighed when her fingers closed around a key ring holding 4 keys. Not until the second had she dared touched it, for fear it would slip from her grasp and be lost. Now she flipped to the front door key. It glowed like amber in her hand. Standard rounded head door key. One that shouldn't be in her possession. But somehow this key and this house had made their way to her. 2 shuffling steps, and she was at the foot of the stairs. The house looked much the same as it did the last time she'd seen it. Almost 4 months ago. 2 weeks after Gran died. The family had gathered here after the funeral at Gran's church, Mother Bethel AME, for a repast that ended with a fight. If Gran knew how she had acted then, she could still see that frown. One she never wanted to see on Gran's face, but one she knew she deserved 1,000 times over. No one was inside now. No one, and nothing but memories. Good and bad. She climbed the 3 gray concrete steps and slid the key into the lock. It clicked, muffled, like the whole world was wrapped in wool. She gripped the doorknob. All she had to do was turn, and open a door into the unknown future. Palms sweating, she glanced at the window next to the door. The opaque image of herself stared back. Her black hair in 2-strand twists, a little fuzzy from the humidity of a city near a body of water. Her eyes laden and puffy with dark bags against her brown skin. Her reflection was tense, shoulders raised, like it was taking all her strength to open the door. All of it. What little she had left. Do it for Gran. She stood a little taller. Gran was the strongest woman she knew. Even to the end. Gracie took a big breath, as much air as her lungs allowed, and mimicked Gran's fortitude. She turned the doorknob and pushed open the door. Gran's empty house greeted her, both familiar and foreign. It was the same house, but it wasn't the same as before. The house had been shut up for months. The movers came to haul in her meager belongings a few days ago. But other than that, the store had remained locked. But instead of stuffiness, the house smelled of nothing. No cake baking, no sharp twang of vinegar and collard greens, no rosewater candles, smoky and sweet. No signs of Gran. Tears blurred the rooms before her as she stepped inside and closed the door. The sound echoed through the empty space. Most of Gran's furniture had been divided among Gracie's uncle and cousins, a cheap consolation prize for Gran's most valuable possession going to Gracie. Her uncle's anger had boiled hot. Gracie's disbelief had chilled her to numbness. Gran had given no clue that she was going to leave the house to Gracie. Maybe if Gran had told her, she would have had time to prepare for all that came with the house. All the memories and heartbreak. Gracie had received one additional item from Gran, an ornate wooden keepsake box. Apparently Gran kept a box of mementos for each of her children and grandchildren. There was a similar one at her father's house that belonged to Gracie's mother. Gracie had never seen what was inside hers or her mother's. Now it would be too painful to look. She wiped the tears from her cheeks with the back of her hand. The house had an open floor plan except for the staircase.